Well, hey, EVTV, this is New Electric in Amsterdam with the EVTV EU update. This week, I'm happy to report that our New Electric Delta has received a new prop shaft mount for the prop shaft and a reworked prop, not quite that new prop that I'm hoping for, the 9x17, but our old 8x10 prop is now a shiny and rebalanced, reworked 8x13, they say maybe 8x14 prop. So we've remounted it, and I'll give you some close-up views of that as we speak. So here's a shiny new prop. The new prop mount is made out of RVS, Roestrijstaal, help me out, stainless steel, there we go. And you can see that the, what we call the lager, is now mounted on the rear side, so you're actually able to take out this bearing and put in a new one instead of having to take off the whole mounting, which was originally so. Anyways, we're very happy with this new mount setup because the old one was about 40 years old. There was a tiny little crack next to where it was mounted, so you can see that we have an extra little mounting plate up there to cover it all up. It should help out with our vibration issues because the prop is in there really nice and snug now. The rubber lining of that bearing had been completely eaten out in the old one. So that should be good, and we should be going faster than 60 kilometers an hour and drawing more than 72 kilowatts. How much faster and how many kilowatts? Well, we'll have to see in the water. And I would have had us there already, but we had a visitor at the shop this week. Look at her here. I introduced this cute little beetle in a little video I made earlier in the week. Hey, we're here with Jeroen Meinders' Rebel Electric Beetle. She's definitely a classic convertible beetle. Beautiful colors, restored lovingly, and electric drivetrain. This beetle has a Warp 9 and Soliton combination, so a great little powerhouse. And she's got support and some great wheels, so she can put all that traction to the road, no problem. This beetle has been to our shop before because she had some issues with aging GBS batteries. And we replaced some cells out in the front that it had their little balancing modules were DOA or end of life, I'm not sure. And so we replaced those with new cells that were sent out from Groningen, from Rebel, where she was made, converted. And now, sadly, Jeroen is back because he had some issues with a funky smell coming from the rear battery pack. Believing that at least two shells shorted out there. So we're going to take her apart, take a look, take some pictures, and discuss with Jeroen and the original converters what the next step is going to be. So it seems like New Electric, besides making our own electric boats and delivering EVTV components, is turning into a little bit of a electric maintenance shop. Things can and will go wrong, especially with new equipment and maybe subpar production runs from early battery components or motors. Anyways, we're going to go take a look and see what's going on, and we're happy to help out Jeroen. So that's Jeroen Meinders' e-Beetle that was converted by Rebel about three and a half years ago. I have opened her up a little more so we can see where the work is to be done, and that is to be in both of the battery boxes. Here's the front battery box, and we can see that there are two cells that do not have a little green LED indication light saying that the voltage is A-OK, sir, or within the range that has been pre-programmed. Those two cells, upon measuring, are actually in negative voltage, so they were at a lower state of charge or had less capacity left than their brothers and sisters, and as Jeroen was powering down the highway, they were pushed into reverse by their stronger brethren. The same issue is here in the rear battery box. I'll climb into the car. I've taken her apart a bit, and I'll have to up the hood again to do the work. But here we have one more cell that is, in fact, negative voltage. So, in total, 3 cells were not as strong as the rest, and negative voltage. So here's the tour of the interior, using the old Expert Pro, and we have the motor set up here in the back. So this is a soliton and warp setup after 3 years of good use. You can see that the soliton relies on air cooling alone. This weight of vehicle and the way it's being used, it's sufficient. But, I would definitely advise upgrading her to water cooling. I've just noticed with the solitons, they become a different beast altogether with the water cooling. And, who wants to have their components living at 55 degrees centigrade all the time? Just can't be good. There's some more little niggling issues with this car. I mean, she's an early conversion, and she's actually being used a lot. But all in all, we have to say this is a very happy owner of a very cool Electric Beetle. And I'm glad to do some work on her. We have received 3 new cells that were basically from the same batch as these guys were, and were kept on hand for eventual or future warranty needs, such as now arise. So Rebel has done right by their customer, even though the customer is beyond the warranty period of 2 years that was given on the conversion. The cells are being offered complimentary by Rebel, and I'm doing some billable hours for taking it all apart, putting it back together, testing her, and checking it out next week to make sure that all the connections are good, snug, and tidy, and that the voltage ranges on the cells are as to be expected. Hey, so that's the work that we have to do this week. New Electric is not just building boats and sending out the good EVTV components. We are now opening our doors to electric vehicles in need of maintenance, repair, or upgrade. So that means we're going to keep building. I hope you guys keep building, and I'll definitely check in with you next week. Take care.